I don't know. I'm glad we didn't get to see all of that detail of him knocking and like psyching her out the whole time because it kind of like
Yeah, I
trusts
don't
the
think we needed to
audience.
see that, but
Well, because there's a lot of trust being built into the audience, and for lack of a better things, I was watching some parts of this movie through not my fingers, but kind of like a deviated gaze in a way, like that. I had a hat on, which really helped. But the thing I'm glad I prepped for was the one where he was talking to his kid in the bed, and you get that weird Joker one. I was okay with
yeah,
not okay with that one. Not okay. Or the one with on the ceiling.
the ceiling was a good one.
I knew it would be.
Um, how much of the ending did you watch?
I watched the as best as I could without throwing up because
Okay.
I did see it, and that's what almost got me puking.
Right, right, right.
This that I will
I
say
was gonna
though,
say like that was my one thing where I was like, I don't know if James is gonna like that.
actually, that was one of the parts I loved because in the ending, so at the end of the movie, if you're here for the spoiler part, we're here for the whole thing. The kids escape and they're attacking the witch, and they are hauling over town. And the
Got it.
first thing that came to mind was like the NFL wants to know your location
No.
for all the like those kids got signed for the Chargers that day. That was incredible. And then they absolutely eviscerate this witch
Yeah.
in a style Mortal Kombat got a
I,
chub
I,
from.
I, do they eat her?
No, they just like they
I
maul
think they
her.
eat parts of her.
I think if that was just a creative choice on the kids then, because I don't think I saw them eating the kid or in
Uh,
the woman.
I don't know, but like Gladys says earlier in the movie, I can make people eat each other.
Yeah,
So
and you know what I liked about Gladys?
don't get a good look at it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
One thing I liked about Gladys was how gross she looked.
yeah,
Like it didn't feel just like a random person coming in. Like there's a story with her.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think Gladys is a very interesting character, and I think really the star of the movie.
Wow, really?
Um,
You think she's the star of
yeah,
the movie?
100%.
Not Alex.
No,
You don't, dude.
I think
Oh,
it's either her or I thought Austin Abrams was
that
incredible.
that guy.
Um,
I'll tell you what. There ain't never a worse time to be a cop than that movie. Man.
yeah.
Uh,
God. Alden Ehrenreich plays such a just a man, just self-destructing.
yeah.
Um,
Man.
Julia Garner's great. Brolin is great. I think everyone gets their time to shine, but like Amy Madigan as Gladys is so unhinged and
Oh
like
my God.
uh I she feels like she she's so fun to watch.
Hmm.
She's just uh she brings a life into every scene. She's terrifying and hilarious.
Especially that bit in
Um
the woods where she's like,
I mean like when Benedict Wong is like bashing his head
yeah,
into his husband
yeah,
and she's just like looking at her hands and she's like
yeah. She had like trouble
"What
with
a
the
mess."
sink.
Yeah. Like, what
That's
a mess I made. Like very silly. I adored it. And then Austin Abrams, I thought just had this incredibly fun, like
yeah,
physical performance. Like he's so animated. Like
yeah.
he's the pawn shop doing just like
Yeah. And I like the bit where he's like calling about the reward for the missing
dancing,
children.
waiting for the pawn shop to open.
Yeah.
Like
And he calls the information about the missing kids and he's like, "Yeah, look, I don't want to come to the station. I'm phobic." Like he doesn't say the word I'm afraid. He just I'm
every
phobic.
line delivery he nails. Like
It's
he's
so good.
ah, I'm investing in him hard. I
He's in
think
his
that
next movie. He's Zach Cregger's next movie.
Resident Evil movie, I think is gonna be
Yeah.
good. I think it's gonna be really cool. Because I think
Yeah.
he's gonna do like an Evil Dead 2 type of thing. And
Ooh.
Evil Dead 2, it has like this insane physical performance by Bruce Campbell, who's like
Hmm.
throwing himself around,
That's
fighting.
the one where his hand gets possessed and he like flips
Yeah,
himself.
it's crazy. It's really cool. If
Yeah.
they're taking that energy and he's saying he wants to get crazy with the camera, and
Yeah.
this movie, I think is already doing pretty cool stuff with
I was gonna
it.
say there was a lot of
Like,
great moments with the camera in this movie. I'm a sucker for good camera use, and this just did it perfectly.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really well blocked. It feels very like visually dynamic.
Hmm.
I do think there are some parts where I like it gets a little too dark and it kind of gets hard to see things like in Brolin's dream.
Hmm.
Um, it's very
With the
I,
giant
I
assault
kind of
rifle.
don't know what I'm looking at like with like faces. Like it's kind of hard to like
Hmm.
it's there's moments where it works and moments where it doesn't, but
Hmm.
otherwise, I think this movie is gorgeous. Um,
Sorry, there was a
uh,
loud thunder crack that interrupted that
ooh,
sentence.
Norman.
Yeah, we're getting some crazy weather. What were you saying?
But yeah, no, yeah.
What was the last sentence you just said?
Hmm?
What was the last sentence you just said? It looks,
I
and
said,
then
That was the last sentence I
I
said.
hate you. I barely heard that
Yeah,
last part.
you
With the,
talk about the movie. Jesus.
I'm sorry. I mean, hey, this is our. Before I actually go on to whatever I'm saying, I know I'm going to get sidetracked about 1,000 different things. I want to read Colin's review because Colin went. So we all saw this around the same time, and Colin couldn't unfortunately make it today, but he wrote a pretty good review, and I'm trying to pull it up because he actually okay, there it is. So he gave this movie a 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I think I gave it just about the same. So this is Colin. Wow, where do we begin with this wild ride? I've been anxiously waiting for this movie since I watched the teaser and was sold when I saw who was attached. The now legendary Zach Kreger, who famously delivered us Barbarian, which is, by the way, a movie he packed to while on his like way to Disney World. Like he had that in the background. And the hype I had for this movie was on the same level as before the release of Longlegs. Now, did it live up to the hype? Yeah, it did. Like, holy shit. What a wonderfully deranged experience. I can't even go into detail or explain this movie without my brain melting. The only words I can sum up is a damn good time. It's intense, creepy as hell, engaging, and honestly funny in the moments that do not taint or ruin the tone. The film's structure is so refreshing and tight, and all the characters had depth to them that at times made me worried for them in situations. I love this movie. I only have one problem that bothers me a little bit, and it's how the movie wraps up, which I think we're going to get to in a second here. It feels really abrupt, or it's unsatisfying level, or sorry, it feels really abrupt to an unsatisfying level, but also it doesn't ruin the film for me. I do see myself watching this film many, many more times, and I'm very happy to keep an eye out for Zach Kreger's next project, which is a Resident Evil movie. I don't need to know the synopsis of the plot or see a trailer. When he releases his next movie, I'm there day one. Top 5 of this year without a second of thought. And that is true. On his top 5 right now, it's Superman, Weapons, Sinners, Thunderbolts, and Mickey 17. Not a bad review. Not bad. I mean, I feel like I think I put this in my top 10. As of right now, it's not my top 5.
Hey, more power to you.
I will say it's 2 horror movies being in my top 10
Oh
this
yeah,
year. I mean, would you really count Sinners as horror though? It's
yeah.
I mean, to the degree of
The horror
Weapons.
drama.
Yeah, much more drama than it is horror. But after this movie, I was on a horror binge, even building up to it,
Yeah.
because I watched Drop the morning of, which was,
Drop is not a horror movie.
well, like I said, I was building up.